All right, welcome back to our final semifinals match at the 2015 U.S. Open. Far side playing for ICC Wang Jinxin against Satoshi Aida. Best of 7. Corey, it'll be interesting to see if Wang plays that much more offense or if he sticks to the...
Oh, Sean, this Aida, is he a defender?
I would say...
No, that's smooth.
Yeah, I would say he's probably a looper.
Well, yeah, but they all can do that. All the attackers can, all the choppers can do that now. But he just pushed the ball and moved back the point before. And so I thought he was a defender. He like pushed it and ran back.
It's tough to see. We haven't.
But one thing is for sure, Sean, this Aida, I feel like I'm saying my last name in bad English or something. But this I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. But anyways, this Aida for sure can really play, because to get here, he would have had to beat his Japanese teammate Kasahara Hiromitsu, who took care of Tim Wong last night. And that guy can really play. So there's no question that this Aida can play. That's for sure.
I would say if you're in the semis and the amount of depth that we have here internationally.
Yeah, the depth is real strong. He
is a chopper. That was wonderful.
What the hell is going on?
We saw
8 points. Yeah. It doesn't take us long, does it?
That's good. We'll be we'll be sitting in the cheaper seats.
Yeah. But then he tried to counter it. I don't know what this guy is. Maybe he's just a junk baller or something. I don't know.
Little Dickie Fleischer out there.
Yeah, just chiseling him down.
Yeah, he's a chopper.
But that's smooth, Sean. That's smooth rubber on both sides. I'm positive. My eyes are not that bad. I know. I guarantee.
Just look at his body position.
I just wish it was And so, when I asked about the push-ups, okay, so you guys are going to probably hold me to that push-ups comment I made earlier on, which was obviously one of my worst calls ever because I guaranteed it like 6 times. But I asked Wang, and he said it's just not his style. He's not into that whole thing. So I think if Aida does win, he's not going to do the push-ups because the Japanese are pretty respectful in that sense. But Bob Chen, when he beat the Japanese guy last night, he dropped and did push-ups. And when Tao Zhang lost his match to a Japanese guy, he did push-ups.
I think the younger generation feels it's a fun rivalry. So, but the older guys be just a little bit too much. And we know that the number of amazing choppers that come out of China, almost every Chinese top player has a very clear understanding on how to pick and choose, mix it up, change the spin, and then if they need to, they can go for the bomb. So
I gotta find out what he's using for rubber, Sean. That is, I can see the ball marks on the red, so
that's just, I mean, it almost looked like he was using anti on the forehand.
It might be. It might be. He might just twiddle.
Right. See if the red ever goes.
No, that was a loop with the forehand. I'm telling you, it's smooth on both sides. I'm not crazy. Okay,
so maybe
good.
He's just a bad chopper, but a great looper.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he could just be like a junk baller that you don't ever know what the hell he's going to do.
Spitball.
That makes it fun to watch, I guess.
Makes it tough to create a set of tactics against. Oh, went for kind of an extreme angle there.
Sean,
you know who he plays like? James Theriault.
He does.
Just keeps it on the table.
Just the 2800 version.
Right. Going wider, wider, wider.
I don't think it, interesting.
But he would push the ball, float back, and then re-loop, which I don't know how that sets up the re-loop. because you could always loop it to his backhand.
Yeah, and he's pushing the ball far too fast to make him spin up. These guys are going forward on that loop. To get him to spin up, you got to push it half long. But this guy's confusing me. I can't imagine how Wang's playing the guy.
You don't push this. I mean,
but the difference is there's not as much thinking, I think, going on tactics-wise because Wang is always getting the attack. See, he chopped with the backhand, and then he...
Well, the strong thing, Corey, about Wang's game is he has such good blocking skills. If he ever has to push a ball after a loop, he's actually really good there to block the next ball, and that's something that a lot of players, when a chopper comes in...
If Wang plays crease on in the finals, we may have an expedite rule being called. Those points are going to be so long.
Just super control.
Yeah.
And nice backhand plays on both sides.
Both tall guys, so it's going to be tough for each of them to go through each other, yeah.
But that will be tomorrow. Men's singles, women's singles will be staged in a new environment. Oh, that's a nice...
This guy is just confusing. But it's a cool game. You know who he reminds me of is the French tennis player Fabrice Santoro. They call him the magician.
And he's chopping off of half-long serves. Almost, maybe he's decided that the higher altitude here in Las Vegas warrants keeping the ball in play and never attacking the serve.
I don't... What in the...
Unfortunately... It's not that good of a chop. I mean, he's just
No, it's really not. It's not, like, none of his chops so far have been any good.
Right, so...
But he's made some good re-loops.
Yeah, the re-loop is kind of nasty there. That chop was dead, and there's a nice control backhand loop off the bounce. Control. So, I mean, Wang's definitely feeling comfortable. He's not having to rush, doesn't have to worry about getting beat to the punch because he's getting these highest balls. But there was a little bit of spin on that last backhand push.
I've never seen somebody just chop with smooth rubber. This guy's going to be Alan Wang's hero.
Right, this is just like cut the serve, backhand soft roll, rip. Just really a counter puncher, softy.
I wonder, Sean, if Aida wakes up in the morning and he's like, today I'm going to be a looper, or today I'm going to be a chopper. I don't understand how you can make decisions that fast wow, that was a great flip by Wang. I don't understand how he makes decisions that fast with this smooth. I mean, man, that is some talent.
Well, he knows if a person spins it. Whoa, what a forehand flip by Wang right off the bounce. Able to take that ball that clipped the net and then a quick return. All 6-3 of Wang got into that ball.
And it's weird that they would make this guy a chopper, Sean. He doesn't have a lot of length.
Right. It's almost like he's taking pace off the ball instead of having funny rubber.
Yeah.
in order to change the spin, and then looking for a little bit of a reloop, much more than you'd see maybe an international chopper like Ju Se-yuk, who obviously they call reloop, but relooping a lot more on the first and second ball. Wang really having trouble gauging the depth of the ball and the bounce. But I can imagine why. I've just never seen this type. Look, it's kind of just
Because he
like,
chops with the forehand and the backhand.
oh yeah. And now he's doing a little wiggle.
What the heck is going on? This is awesome, though.
Just a little
it
chop
it really makes for a great match, because I know a lot of players who are watching the stream kind of play like Aida. This is like the 2800 version.
Just keep the chop going. And his backhand is so soft. He doesn't like try to rip it because he's got a loose ball.
Right.
He just puts it on. And he looks fresh out there too. It doesn't look like he's had to weather a lot of these.
He like does everything your coaches tell you not to do. And maybe that's
Serve
why he
half
wins.
long.
Yeah, he just served long. Like this Jinxin's forehand
Push
is
the
like
slow loops.
2800. He just serves long to his forehand over and over again. And don't drift off the table when you're not that tall. He does that. He chops balls with smooth rubber. You're not supposed to do that. He does that. I mean, literally, it's like he goes against like every rule in table tennis.
Push with
But he's
no
just
spin
awesome
as
at
often
it.
as possible.
Yeah. But he's just awesome at it, you know. It's kind of cool. It makes it fun. I mean, it's nice to see a contrast in styles. That's one of the things I
Okay,
love about table tennis.
As you mentioned a little bit of tennis earlier, he actually plays table tennis like I think Brad Gilbert would.
Oh, just an
Give him
absolute
nothing.
junker.
Yeah, just pick it and choosing. No rhythm. Keep it on the table.
Yeah,
I'm going to push two balls. Sure, I'll push two balls.
Yeah.
Never fighting for that first attack.
yeah. But Brad Gilbert was a tactician. I don't think this guy's much of a tactician. I just think he's like a scrambler.
Just keep the
Kind
ball
of.
on the table. But I mean,
Have you seen Fabrice Santoro play?
no.
He slices off both sides, forehand and backhand. And then he hits two hands when he hits topspin, but he slices with two hands too. But he
Chopping
played
wood.
on the tour until he's like 35 years old, and he's like beloved by everybody on tour. He's like the world's nicest guy.
Let's see if Aida is able to. Just a soft dead push. There's a loop. Nice reloop. I wonder how many of his opponents aren't sure what style he's playing as they go into the second or third game.
I know.
Because you really do play a chopper differently than you play somebody who's going to attack. That was great. That was just great. He
What
just
the
pulled
hell
himself
is
up to the
going on?
table by that heavy chop and then blocked it right off the bounce to an open winner. You just see that ball trail
Sean,
off.
he just strictly plays off instincts. Like his biggest skill, I think, must be just being able to read the game, because he's strictly playing off instincts. Wang had no trouble in the first game, and like his mind is just completely blown.
Well, that's the thing is you think he's a chopper, so I'm going to serve long so I can get an easy first loop, and here comes a backhand loop.
Yeah.
And then you serve short, and the guy just pushes it out.
Yeah.
Obviously, Aida has some footwork. He can cover the court.
Think of the footwork practice he must.
Look at
'cause
that.
He's got to practice looper footwork and chopper footwork,
Right.
Sean.
But he kind of really doesn't do much of either. He just kind of puts his paddle on the ball.
He's just got
But
a
he's
great set
giving-
of hands to be able to,
giving-
and he just serves long to his forehand. What the? Man, this guy, this is awesome.
But I think one of the reasons that Wang is having some difficulty is the guy's probably chopping with energy.
Literally, yeah.
So he's able to take pace off the ball so easily because it's
Yeah.
so tough to get spin with
That's
that.
definitely not Tenergy, though. No, I can spot that. That's not Tenergy. I don't know what it is, but I would imagine it's a butterfly rubber, because Japanese is a butterfly country. But I don't know what it is. Just like some old school Shriver, maybe. I don't know.
D13. Well, originally, Corey, we were scheduled to see the women's semifinals, but this certainly is a treat that I would have never have wanted to miss. I mean, to see this style of play at the semifinals of the men's singles, just a combination. Nice little reloop, reloop, reloop.
What the heck? This guy, and he's so cool. He just looks like he smiles out there.
Reloop, three loop, four loop.
He's out there smiling, like he just has a lot of fun. Like he enjoys this stuff.
Net 4-6.
Step around the backhand. Or backhand chop. Those are your two options.
Yeah, or he stays at the table and sticks a block down the line. I mean, he does
just
so many different things.
Look at the frustration on Wang's face. He's like, what plan do I do against
Sean,
this
if
guy?
you're in Wang's corner, I don't even know what you tell him.
Here comes some chops, loaded up, and then a rip. And he really had that one sit up. That's a surprise that he missed that one. When was the last time you saw or heard of an offensive player saying during drill practice, okay, it's now my turn to chop? Like you loop a couple to my forehand, maybe a little to my middle.
Well, the more difficult part, Sean, imagine if Aida was your student. Because would you ever allow someone to play like that? So that's the kind of thing I come from, is in tennis we used to talk about how the only country Santoro could have came from is France. Because they're so liberal and they're just like, yeah, just kind of
do it.
Do whatever you feel like, this kind of thing. But Japan is sort of not that way.
This is kind of a countercultural style of play where instead of 1,000 forehands, 1,000 backhands, footwork, it's do whatever makes sense on the ball. But right now he is tightening up. Not in a bad position, but he's making his shots a lot lower, closer to the table. He's got the lead. I mean, that's a style on those shots that you see from the top world combo players, where once they load in a chop and you push it, they can loop a winner.
Yeah.
It's just he's chopping with inverted on forehand and backhand.
Oh man, this is fun. This guy really makes table tennis fun. This is really fun to see. Man, Aida. Man, am I glad he beat Hiromitsu. Because seeing this game style is so cool, and it's such a, I don't know, like a breath of fresh air. Not because I dislike the other styles, Sean, but it's just cool to see somebody that plays so different be so good.
Right, it's almost like the first time that the RPB came out, and people are like, yeah, give that a try. What's wrong with hitting a backhand on the other side? It's something new and fresh. And here we have Aida throwing in chops, pushes, and then heavy loops, reloops. Can just great court coverage and taking pace off the ball with the dead chops. We literally were 9 points into the first game and we weren't sure what we were seeing. And I'm not sure if I'm completely aware now, but he can chop.
Yeah. Well, everybody watching at home, expect the unexpected, because only Aida knows what's going to happen this game.
He's not fighting to step around any serve. He just chops it back.
And Wang is just completely baffled right now, because he does not make this many unforced errors, Sean. His biggest strength is his control. What the? That is awesome. I think Wang is just throwing for a loop right now.
Wonger stepping out of the batter's
Yeah.
box right now, thinking,
Like, who's this crazy guy serving long to my forehand? That was
That
an
was
awesome redirection.
he was able to say, "You're going to be a chopper this point." Looped up to the forehand, dropped the short ball, and loaded up and got the inside of the ball. Excellent play. But Wang is not, I'm sure, as quick on his feet as he was during his junior career. Just having a lot of difficulty getting over to the wide forehand. Aida able to keep the pressure on, mixing both chops, both to the forehand, little re-loop action, throwing another chop, another loop, block before Wang goes long off the top of the net.
Win or lose, Sean, I am absolutely determined after this match to go find out what that guy uses for rubber. Just out of curiosity, that there's a rubber out there that has that much variety capabilities.
Well, I would say the real magic
Is in his hand.
Exactly. He's able to take pace off the ball now. On that last one, Wang just drove it home.
But like even like the blade, for example, does he use like the Jusei hook or does he use the Timo Bowl ALC? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, down goes Aida. He comes in with a backhand loop off the bounce from the backcourt. And now we're tied 5 apiece. And you can see Aida really ready. That's really a tough ball to re-loop because Wang's putting so much spin on it. And it's not that easy to chop either.
Yeah, try chopping that loop with inverted.
From shoulder height.
Yeah.
A lot of easy and cheap points. Oh, that's a beautiful backhand chop there.
Wow, what a finish there by Wang. He is absolutely loading up those forehands.
Ready? 7. Oh.
Now Wang just really forcing the action here. Oh, you got to make that backhand loop, though. That's not that difficult of a shot.
The other thing is that's amazing, Sean, is he plays so many points without hitting a topspin ball. And then when you got one sitting there, like you're not in a great rhythm. To me, that would be one of the hardest parts about playing that style.
Once again, Wang with great court placement, able to take Aida out of the point. A little bit of slippage there, but clearly unable to run it down. So we are all tied up. Looks like Aida's coach is encouraging him to maybe chop a little bit more. See his ability to come in and out. Transfer from forehand loop, backhand chop, forehand loop, block. Just a change of spin on every single ball. Here we go, game number 5. The ICC's Wang against Aida of Japan.
Fifth game, Aida to serve, long ball.
That backhand is really letting him
It
down.
almost looked like Wang decided, I'm going to do a little bit of that style. Also take the serve and just push it high. Almost got that one. Great third ball attack by Wang, getting the ball out to the forehand side of the table. Nice backhand
So
kick
Sean,
hit.
to recap that, he ran around his forehand to hit a backhand punch
Cross court.
cross court.
That's often the only angle you have because the table's in the way when you run up on the. It's tough to take it back down the line.
Yeah.
I've seen Jimmy Butler do that a couple times when he comes running in, playing it out. But clearly Aida, not even sure if hybrid would be the correct word for the style that he's playing. But definitely he's got some nice technique on the forehand loop.
Backhand technique's a little goofy.
Seems a lot of times, Corey, when he's chopping on the back, he's doing a lot of dead pushes that are just floated out deep, kind of baiting you to go for a big rip because all of a sudden you see a push like right there. And here comes his counterattack. But it's tough to counterattack the Chinese rubber. I mean, that ball has so much spin. You got to be going forward through the ball. You can't just be looping at contact and hitting it. Got to turn it back over. That's a heavy loop from Aida. Starts off with a chop, steps back, counter loops. Oh, that Wang gets it back. Roles change. Wang in the backcourt. Aida able to keep the pressure on. Here comes the chop. Another push. Oh, net ball. Wang's got to be feeling the sheer exhaustion of these points. He's literally got to play like he's playing against two players, always ready to keep looping, but at the same time being ready to defend in case the counterattack comes right back at him. He wanted that one. Aida really set that ball up, but
Yeah.
to go from the
I'd like to see him
chop to the reloop.
Yeah, I'd like to see him move around that ball and take that with the forehand. It's hard sometimes. He's not that tall. When the backhand gets up too high, it's hard to get on top of it. I think it's fair to say Wang hasn't played a guy. I've never played a guy. I've never even seen a guy who played anything like Aida. You ever seen a guy, Sean, who chops as smooth on both sides?
I mean, Theriot does, right?
Yeah, but like
Not at 2,900, but I mean, that's the type of where he likes to lob, chop, slow loop, hook, block, push.
yeah.
That's the closest that I can think of.
That's what I mean, like on the kind of international stage.
I mean, every player who's a chopper tries to load it up as much as possible to set up a push. That ball was going to be too difficult to reloop. Long, heavy topspin. And for that, now he leads 3-2. You can just see how much spin. Really dropping it nice off the bounce and then just loading it up. And Aida unable to get around the ball and redrive it. And on stream number 2, I believe, the women's semifinals is going on between U.S. number 1 national team player Jachi Zhang and her Japanese opponent.
Time. Sixth game, 1%, love all.
That's kind of what I was waiting for, Sean. I think if I played Aida, I think my strategy, I would probably serve a heavy dose of topspin
And if he does chop it, you've got something to work with. If
Exactly.
he loops it, Wang's got such good hands. That's a dead ball. Nope. It wasn't even close. It looked like a dead ball.
It floated like one.
Wang knows exactly what he was looking for. Unable to convert. Nice soft control. Block, and then came with a big forehand that caught the net.
Sean, I don't think Wang uses Chinese rubber.
Are you guessing Japanese?
I am. I think he uses Tenergy because they pretty much never use. The Chinese guys very rarely play Hurricane in red. And with Wang's game style, I'm not so sure Hurricane is the best choice.
Wow.
Man, that is loaded.
But it's like loaded, not because he's chopping down on it, because he's getting underneath it and hit it so thin that there's not a lot of pace on it, but there's still spin. So that's what Wang, with his height, is able to really redirect and move the ball all over so gracefully, taking his time, short touches, looking for that one quick redirect. Those are the points, Corey, as an offensive player you love to have against a chopper where you really don't do much work. You just spin it up, kind of ready for any return, and then they just miss it.
Yeah.
Just kind of taking his time. Just really just controlling that ball, and then boom, here comes the big attack. Oh, and Wang almost able to retrieve it.
5-8.
This looks like the under 1300 event. Pushes blocks off.
I know.
Seen a lot.
I think Wang doesn't know what really to do. Like, he doesn't have like a clear-cut strategy
Right.
because it's predicated on he doesn't know what Aida's going to do. It's almost like the easier ball Aida gets, the more he makes mistakes.
I mean, I kind of get the prize fight 11th, 12th, 15th round mentality. Both these players looking a little bit tired right now. That's how I was playing earlier in the tournament. You get a high ball, you just send it right off the end of the table.
I don't get why he's not running around that ball.
That,
I mean, he had like a New York minute to run around that
and
thing.
he's quick enough, but I mean,
Yeah,
I
he's
was just
fast.
watching his kind of his body language earlier in the last 3 balls, and he's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I mean, I've really seen the spring leave Aida's step. Just his coach is doing more work than he is, trying to get him ready, moving back and forth, and Aida's just in one spot. It's almost like Aida's trying to lull Wang to sleep out there by not giving him anything to work
The
with.
Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope?
Yeah, just a little bit.
The
And
stands, Sean,
as
are
a coach,
jam-packed.
right, as a coach, what would you be telling Aida? Put it up a little bit so he loops it so you have something to chop against, or
I would
open
tell
up
him to
first?
just wear him down. Wear him down.
I would probably say make sure you don't float too far back. So if you do get a loose ball, maybe you can push it. There you go. Got the edge, got the edge. I can hear the ICC support right now for one of their...
Even the crowd senses the lack of energy from these two players right now, Sean.
Trying to
pump them up a little.
That drop shot push was a bit too high. Aida having no trouble after chopping it, coming in and just blasting the ball away. Aida able to bring it back. We are going 7. What all-court play by Satoshi Aida, just covering every inch of the floor, bringing back the biggest smashes with a counter loop from the backcourt to win Game 6, 11-8. And to force a 7th and final game here in the men's singles semifinals at the U.S. Open.
Sean, earlier when you asked what I would tell Aida, I would tell him when the ball comes deep on the court, when there's a deep, like kind of high push, he's got to get his feet under him and turn and use his forehand. When it's close to the net, that's when he can, and he's running forward, that's when he can use that kind of punch, powerful backhand. But when the ball's being floated off of like a serve, sometimes he gets caught standing still, kind of waiting there, and his momentum's not going forward.
Yeah,
and so it's kind of all arm.
And it also seems when Aida is able to keep the ball more on the forehand side, it just limits Wang's ability to turn and really load up that first loop. He's got to loop from the forehand side and then play a block on the next ball.
7 game, Aida to serve, out all.
But the beauty of Aida's game.
That's the time,
Nice
Sean.
forehand step around. But he can't rush. I mean, that's what he does so well by throwing in those dead chops and then juicing them up. Oh, the touch and hands of Wang, able to keep one more ball coming back. Again, another backhand step around. Just completely found the open court. That's a nice loop there.
Yeah, that had a lot more depth, Sean, that loop.
Wang got his legs into it, really spun the ball up. I think Wang feels like he can force him to stay in chopper mode if he makes a good attack on the first time. There.
Wang's starting to attack a lot more down the line now, Sean. Trying to get into the Aida backhand chop.
Set, 2, 3.
Surprised Aida doesn't take that ball right back down line to the forehand so he can get his forehand in, and that was an easy ball.
That could be costly. That was the shot to close the gap and tie the game up, and now he's down by 2.
Such amazing touch from the backcourt on those floating balls. Aida keeping it in play, dealing with the big loops, and then softly touching it. Another touch, and then going for the reloop.
Wang is really impressive how good he is, Sean, at having the ability to keep constantly changing gears. It's almost like I want to call the Aida strategy like the kitchen sink theory, where you just throw everything in the kitchen sink at him.
Here comes the spatula. Mason jar.
What?
Oh, what a shot by Wang Jinxin.
How was he even ready for that? That went around the net, Sean, that backhand flick.
That was all arm and reach. Oh, just needed one more step to get there.
Accelerated there on that chop. There it is. You can see him kind of run up to this ball and kind of decelerate a little bit. Didn't extend. Oh my God!
If you're going to push that ball, you might as well just push it deep.
That's not even a terrible. That's not even a terrible ball. That is just fast feet from Aida.
It's so late in the match.
But he just misses the ones that are just inexplainable.
It's almost like he needs a little bit of momentum moving to get his big shot landed.
Wow.
That was great ball placement, really controlled the speed and tempo of that rally. 5 match points for the ICC's Wang. Oh, and he tossed his racket, thinking of the excitement, forgetting that he's still got more play ahead. Hopefully it didn't do any type of damage, but just an outstanding performance by Satoshi Aida, reaching the semifinals, and ICC's Wang Jinxin will now be playing Krisan of Romania in tomorrow's event. Should be a full control battle of 2 great players with amazing court presence, and there goes the paddle.
It's almost like relief. Get me the hell out of here. Get me to the pool party, man.
So that's next up for the fans, spectators of the 2015 U.S. Open team championships. Wang of ICC.